Just a brief introduction to our talk this evening. Our program for this week begins, and due to the situation regarding the coronavirus, we, the youth of the Cathedral Parish, have been forced to cancel our scheduled youth Lenten retreat. Due to the need for social distancing, the medium which we have chosen to use here allows us to take responsibility for our personal space, while at the same time uniting spiritually with our fellow young people. The theme that we will be focusing on this evening is, who am I? And I think it is especially useful at this time as we're faced with unfamiliar issues and situations. This question is very important. Who am I? Now, let us join in prayer.
A prayer from the book of Daniel. Azariah stood in the heart of the fire, and he began to pray. Oh, do not abandon us forever for the sake of your name. Do not repudiate your covenant. Do not withdraw your favor from us for the sake of Abraham your friend, of Isaac your servant, and of Israel your Holy One, to whom you promised descendants as countless as the stars of heaven and as the grains of sand on the seashore. Lord, now we are the least of all the nations. Now we are despised throughout the world today because of our sins. We have at this time no leader, no prophet, no prince, no holocaust, no sacrifice, no oblation, no incense, no place where we can offer you the first fruits and win your favor. But may the contrite soul, the humble spirit, be as acceptable to you. As holocausts of rams and bullocks, as thousands of fattened lambs, such let our sacrifice be to you today, and may it be your will that we follow you wholeheartedly, since those who put their trust in you will not be disappointed. And now we put our whole heart into following you. Do not disappoint us. Treat us gently as you yourself are gentle, and very merciful. Grant us deliverance worthy of your wonderful deeds. Let your name bring glory, Lord. Amen.
A reading according to Jeremiah. The Lord said to me, I chose you before I gave you life, and before you were born I selected you to be a prophet to the nations. I answered, Sovereign Lord, I don't know how to speak. I am too young. But the Lord said to me, do not say that you are too young, but go to the people I send you to, and tell them everything I command you to say. Do not be afraid of them, for I will be with you to protect you. I, the Lord, have spoken. The Lord then reached out, touched my lips, and said to me, listen, I am giving you the words you must speak. Today I give you authority over nations and kingdoms, to uproot and to pull down, to destroy and to overthrow, to build and to plant. The word of the Lord.
Thanks be to God.
Now that we have listened to this reading, one question comes to mind for me. Who am I? Who does God say I am? Now that we have focused on this, I would like to ask you, who do you believe that you are?
Well, I believe that I am a child of God, and that without God I'm nothing. felt I didn't have no help, God came in and reassured me that you will be there for me. And all I need is patience. And all I need is for Him to guide me. All I need is patience and to follow His word. Also, I'm a person who is outgoing. I love to speak. I love to speak to individuals. I love to motivate them and help them through their every life. And help them to continue and follow the will of God, because without God, some people may think God is not there because they cannot see God, they cannot hear God. But God comes to us in so many ways through people. And I think God works for me as well. Just to understand who I am and where I come from. That's why I continue to praise His name and let His word carry me throughout my days. That's who I am.
Thank you.
To add to what he just said, I do believe that I am a child of God. I am a worshiper. I praise His name on a daily basis. And your average Christian. But to me, for who I am, it's more than just proclaiming that I am a child of God. It's more me being like active in my community, active in my church, feeding the poor, those sorts of events. I think for me that makes me who I am as a person.
For me, going through the experience from a young age, trying to figure out myself as an individual, as trying to understand where you stand in the world, where figuring out yourself, you begin to ask a lot of questions. Is there really a God? Is there really a spiritual realm? And you go out and you search and you search, and you feel lost at times. You feel like no matter what you do to try and figure out these answers, you're never going to find them. Sometimes you just have to take time out and really go deep into understanding who you are through prayer. Really humbling yourself and really asking God to show you. And it's not to show you who He really is to you. If you see that you are my Father, then show me, reveal yourself. But it's not just going to happen like that. It's not just going to happen like, you expect this huge thing to happen for God, this sign to happen for God to say, hey, I am your Father. And back to my personal experience, I drifted a bit. I was at a point where I began to doubt. I left the faith. I figured it made no sense anymore. Listening to everybody saying that there is a God, but you're not seeing God, or you're not hearing God's word. You're not feeling it. It's just like everybody's talking, but what's your personal experience? Until when I encountered it, that experience. And at that moment, when I encountered it, it was like, whoa. and then your whole perspective of life begins to change, you know. And the only way you can fully understand yourself is by going deeper and deeper and deeper into understanding who God is through prayer. And then God begins to reveal himself to you more and more. And then you realize that, hey, you were created on this earth for a purpose. You were created on this earth for a particular reason, you know. And then it starts to make sense. You start to appreciate who you are. You begin to realize that, hey, I am worth something in this life. I am somebody. And it actually goes back to the reading. Before I formed you in the womb, I knew you through and through. So even if you may think that you are trying to find out yourself, you may think you know who you are, but God knows exactly, you know, where he wants you to be in your life. So I think I talked too much.
Thank you. So, who are you?
I mean, at this exact moment, concerned and worried. I'm a human being because of this whole, pandemic that we have going on. But for the rest of it, I can't honestly say. And it's a strange thing to have to battle with who are you and not have an answer, not have a quantifiable answer. You can give stuff on a physical level, but inside it, I don't know. I'm not battling with my faith because I do believe there is a God and I do believe in my faith, correct? But at the same time, you hear other people's perspective, and that's the world we live in, where people are comfortable with giving their perspective, and you start to listen, and you start to understand why other people think the way they do. So who am I right now? I don't know. I'm still a Catholic. Yes, I'm still a Christian. Yes, and I still believe in Jesus Christ and God the Father and the Holy Spirit. Yes. I don't have an answer.
Thank you. We will be taking a break for 1 minute and we will be back. In the meantime, you can send in your questions, which we will be answering at the end of the video. Thank you.
No, but what's the next question? How does it relate? The reading relate? How do the reading relate?
Okay, so how does the reading that we just listened to from Jeremiah chapter 1, verses 4 to 10 relate to you as a Christian or as a young person? Anybody?
What's the question again?
How does the reading relate to you? Jeremiah 1, 4 to 10.
Jeremiah 1, 4 to 10.
Never say too young, bro.
Let me say, that spawned me, like when I read that hit me so hard, because I'm 19 and I'm the sportscaster at HTS and I'm doing the news for HTS. That's every day I finish on set, I just call at the end and be like, wait, hold on, pause. Hold on, no, on a serious note. Andrew Paul goes on vacation, Winston is doing the 7 o'clock news. I know that, right? And here I am, in my first job, right? Yeah. This is my first actual job, and it's like, yeah, we just throw that man on live news, and it's like, whoa, you know what I'm saying? Like when you read that and you see you are not too young, boy, you get every day I sit down, I'm like, wow, this is crazy what I'm doing. But it's literally God just put me there, and it's like, you can do it. And even when you don't think you can, I'm here with you, so let's go. And I'm getting more comfortable with the news, which kind of sucks because I'm sure they're going to make me do the 7 o'clock news eventually, right? Eventually. But every day I get more comfortable and I forget. Half the time I forget my age. I really do. And so that hit me ridiculously hard. And it's just like, yo,
No, I check what you're saying, because like for me, I mean, I go be straight up. I don't have the best grades like everybody else. That is a fact. You know, I stayed up for how long? Everybody was passing, laughing at me. Check diamond, check it. You know, you don't have the best grades. I didn't have math. You check it. I still don't think I have the math. You check. Everybody kicks off on me. You know, for true, unreal. I go be straight up. You know. Yeah. But then, and you feel like giving up is like, God, what's the point? You know, what's the point of you trying and you're not getting anywhere? But again, God has a plan for you. Again, He goes just like connection, everything. We just sang it out before I form in the woman. We've run through the same thing if you're with the reading there, Jeremiah chapter 1 to 14. Yeah, 1 to 14. You know, when it's saying, don't be afraid. I give you. I have it there. But real, I chose you before I gave you life, and before you were born, I selected you to be a prophet to the nations. Right? A prophet doesn't necessarily mean that you have to be in a robe and going out and be like how Peter and Paul and them used to be and capture a snake in your hand kind of thing. But you know, basically, he's saying that I have a purpose for you in life. You know, there is there's something else there, do not be afraid of them, for I will be with you to protect you. You know, I, the Lord, have spoken. I have more than now. And I am giving you the words to speak. Today I give you authority over nations and kingdoms to uproot and pull down. Which means that, bro, you can have 7 6s in your CXC. You can have 8 8s in your CXC. You can NA. You understand? What God has for you, nothing cannot stop you. You understand? No matter how young, how old you are, that's His plan. And if He said He is God and I am Lord, then He is God and I am Lord. You just have to trust that. And now here I am teaching at a school where I can actually get to work with children. An institution that you need a certain degree, you need a CXC, you need certificates, whatever. Here I am with my low grades, whatever, but God placed me there for a purpose. You understand? I am getting to work with children, inspire children, and whilst I'm doing that, I can influence them into recognizing that, hey, there is a God, and I'm thankful every day that I wake up in the morning because I can see the purpose that God set for me. You understand? You place me in a position where no matter what grade I have, whatever, I can, I have to say from that part there, I can have authority over nations and kingdoms, uproot and pull down. You understand? I'm in a position where I can make you or break you. I don't want to, that's sounding off. But
you have God on your side.
But you have God on your side. You know, be not afraid. Be not afraid. I admire that. Be not afraid. And I find too many. Sorry, I will share. I just find too many times. No, I just find too many. Like too often, you check it. Like we so afraid to go out and conquer. You understand?
Yeah, no, I understand that completely.
We think about what other people will see about us and like where is the faith? You understand? Where is the faith? And faith is action.
I understand why faith is hard to live off of simply because of the same thing you were saying where you cannot see it, right?
Yeah.
So what I can completely understand is you have faith and you're living off faith and you want that, but at the same time, if you screw up, or like if something happens while you out trying to do something, people will say something about it, and then you won't have, God doesn't speak in your head necessarily, so you don't always have that reassurance. And so while you're supposed to be going with God, there is a very serious Dan suck, Dan, you know what we're talking about, Dan can't talk on TV, may don't have his grades, that kind of, and people are very good, which sucks, at putting other people down. You know, you ever realize that people are very good. If you, because I act, right? You get on stage and screw up.
You just act real good, man. Pick up yourself.
You get on stage and screw up, you'll never hear the end of it. But you get on stage and act wonderfully. 2 weeks later, it's like, check that. That was, I mean, that passed. That kind of thing. But you like
always forget about the good that you
do. Because it's so, it's just like, you're supposed to do that, but when you mess up, it's funny and it's easy to pick on, and then you don't have that voice in the back of your head. You should be able to tap in and go, nah, it happened, fine, but God put me there, and God wants me to keep doing
now,
that.
you know what's funny as you say that there? You saying that and we'll talk.
No, continue because
I say like
my thoughts.
In your thoughts. In your thoughts. I'll just say I forgot what I say.
Sure.
Nice.
But everything you're talking about sums up everything about who you are. Because for instance, there are people that were in the church or in any church rather and don't even know who they are. They go around different places, they tell people that there is no God, it's just life like that going on. We don't care about life, or whatever happens in life is what happened, that was meant to be. That's who I am. I'm like they say, I belong to the streets or something like that.
Yeah.
It's like you have to be yourself. You have to be yourself, but at the same time, you have to have a guide. God gave us a guide. God gave us the Bible. God gave us experience. And experience has to do with everything. Sometimes God sends you signs through people, like I was saying before when I say like God sends signs to me through different people. And that's the greatest impact in my life. For instance, when I have to go to youth meetings and stuff, sometimes I force him to go, but I'm telling me not to go, and then I just get in a call, and then I ending up in a place like I'm with youth meeting and church, and I get the exact answer I was looking for
somewhere else.
And I just wonder, but God, why you couldn't just talk to me by yourself if you're here? Just talk to me now. Sometimes I get frustrated and say, God, like, even though I believe in God 100%, there's nothing that makes me not believe in God. But sometimes I would say, I'm not doing it. God just playing with my mind. God just making me feel myself for one moment when I get something, and then just cutting it off. And I was like, so you can't stay there all the time, but really and truly He's there. But He's just making me stronger, not to depend on Him for everything, but make me a stronger person spiritually. That's how I see it.
I feel it's not to depend on Him for everything. I feel it's depend on Him for everything. Even when you feel He's not there, He's there. But that's when you have to go deeper. I think that's what it is.
Find out more information.
Go deeper. Because, look, I remember, what was it, Elijah, or I can't remember. But then he was trying to ask God, like, find out where God is, whatever, and ask God to show him whatever. He learned him whatever, look for it in the thunder. Jesus wasn't, God wasn't there. He looked for it in the what? In the what? Don't know why I'm saying that, but in the gentle breeze. Only in the gentle breeze that he heard God's voice. Sometimes when I'm at the school, I frustrated. I'll be like, God, so you see that? I don't want to do that again. I like that. So God, I don't know why is that cross you give me there. I don't want to carry that I fall in too many times. You understand? And then you pray and you feel like, boy, God is listening to you. You know, like you're just not feeling His presence. And then I step outside my classroom, immediately a child will just come and Mr. Placid and just come and hug me. And in that moment, I'm like, whoa. You don't have nothing else there. Like that's the gentle breeze for me already. You understand? And then you get the power, you get the energy, you get the vibe that you want to continue. doing God's work. So the same thing for you. You feel like people go fight you down and think, I'm sure they have something there.
Yeah.
Also, before we continue, I'd like to give a shout out to the viewers online. One Jose Maffrey, all in New Zealand. Trian, Randall,
Big up Randy Boo Boo.
we have Alex.
It's the plan.
And those who are on the live, just ask some questions.
Yeah, don't be afraid to ask
Don't be
the
afraid.
questions. Yeah, man.
Alright, so KB, you're going to tell us what the reading says to you.
Well, for me, it was one of the first lines. It says, "The Lord said to me, I choose you before I gave you life, and before you were born, I selected you to be a prophet to the nations." For me, it's like a lot of people in our generation, Generation Z, we don't feel special in a sense. We have a real lack of confidence across the board, and I know it's not just me who's saying it in a sense like, well, I have none of that, but generally speaking, we don't even notice it sometimes that's what it is. It's not just lack, it's basic fear of messing up, fear of not meeting a certain standard, fear of, well, just check it, general fear.
Yeah.
Check it.
And it destroys us as young Christians. Because for something I would say, like for myself, oh my God. For myself, Auntie Debbie would always be asking me to come and sing in church, right? 24/7. Come and sing in church because you can sing. Colby too, they will come and ask Colby to come and sing. That happening. For me, I will speak for myself, not my partner. But we just sing. Oh my goodness.
No.
Women like. Anyways,
Relax.
we digress. Yeah, man. It's
Wow.
I cannot do public anything. I can't sing in public. None of that. And I'm afraid of people. Genuinely terrified of people and being in front of large audiences and such, which is really killing me as a person because I have opportunities to do many things, but I don't because they involve crowds. And that's just an example. Something as basic as walking in public is really just too hard for like people of our generation, and that's, boy, it's horrible. It's horrible.
I wouldn't say that.
So, for me, it's a calling card to be more, to be braver, to be bold, and not even the really big things. It's the small things. It's the really, really small things that nobody really cares about per se, but you care about it because you feel it. And a great person said, "Is who feels it knows." So, for me, that's what it was.
Fellas, I have no wisdom. Yeah, I know.
Okay, so let's redirect
Oh, sure.
and move on to our next question.
Mhm.
As a young person myself, I'm asking you, do you have any advice for young people living in this generation, in these times, with the issues, difficulties that we all face? Do you have any advice for them?
Stay at your home. Corona not good. Stay at your home.
I don't know. I think people just need to learn to not be so eager to pick on everything. I think one of the toughest, what makes this generation so, I don't know, it's maybe we lack self-confidence, and I watch a lot of sports. It's my job, but literally it's my job. It's the greatest thing on the planet. But one of the biggest basketball stars in the world is LeBron James, and everything LeBron James does, if he does anything wrong, people are so quick to point it out, and people are so quick to compare it to Michael Jordan, and then you go back and you think, or to whoever, right? But it's like, when Jordan and Kobe played, there was no Twitter, there was no Instagram, there was no Facebook, so they could make a mistake and it would filter through a newspaper somewhere. But with LeBron does it, it's like, bing, you know. And it's the same thing here. If somebody falls in town, your feed on Twitter for the next 3 hours is the same fall. Is that person falling? And then, you know, like what the Prime Minister said in his speech, that has blown up my Twitter. Now I will repeat it. You know what I'm saying? It's just blown up. It is what it is. You know? And people are so very quick to just pick on it and blow it up and blow it up. And it hurts because we don't have that self-confidence from the beginning, and when you beat something down, it's either going to stay down or fight, and a lot of us just stay down. You know, and it's heartbreaking. So it is. I just think people need to be less eager to beat down.
I feel, well, what you're saying there, it's true, but I feel we are as well. Again, going back to the reading, not being afraid to make mistakes, not being afraid to understand who you are. I mean, instead of just trying to be part of what everybody else thinks. I think that's me. I think you can only understand yourself by understanding God. When you understand God, you begin to understand yourself. When you begin to understand yourself, yeah, you know, you only understand yourself by understanding who God is. You know, you can. And then when you start to understand who God is and begin to understand who you are, you will not be afraid of what other people think. I mean, it's always good to take criticism. However, you will not try to be part of what everybody else is doing or what everybody else is thinking, because you know better for yourself. You understand? So you go, just like what you're saying, and again, social media, I love social media, don't get me wrong, but I believe that a lot of the youth now, a lot of people now, not just the youth, a lot of people now have created a false image, and if you make a mistake, that's it for you. You understand?
Nothing ever leaves the internet.
Yeah, that's it for you. You know, like, yes, you can go on your have a little Facebook, have a little crack a 1-2 jokes and stuff. But I find how far you go.
There's always a limit to
how far you go. You know,
that's true.
And with what you say, who are you? You know, who are you? And I think if you begin to understand yourself, you start to respect yourself. You will start to treat yourself better, you know, health, everything. And then now you will start to learn how to treat others. That making sense?
The funny part is, you know, Killen said we don't, like a lot of people in our generation don't feel special, right? But the funny part is, from the time you were this tall, that's all you've ever heard in your life. Is that our generation has been brought up on the fact that we are special. You know, it's like in you see kids races, right? The last guy gets a participation prize. Now I'm not saying there's nothing special about that kid, but hey kid, you finished last. There's a reason, and the first 3 guys, now what the first 3 guys have accomplished is now diminished because everybody's special. Now, I'm not trying to say that everybody isn't special. What I'm trying to say is people need to understand humility is very important. And because of the way we've been raised, a lot of people don't have that. Right? So what everybody's trying to do now, because everybody doesn't feel special, because everybody's been told they are special, is everybody's trying to make themselves feel special. And how do you feel special? I'm better than you. So when you make a mistake, hey, you won't hear about it because I'm better than you. I wouldn't have done that.
And that's how it's been. Everybody wants to be special. Everybody thinks that their role in life is to be better than each other instead of helping each other. Like right now, I barely see people helping each other grow is like if you have a group of singers, you don't see choirs anymore. You see, I want to be the lead. Everybody wants to be a lead instead of helping each other sing a part. I have a strong voice.
Yeah.
Let me help carry you. Let's push each other for us to make it sound beautifully and make it sound like something glorious. You don't see that anymore. You see, like you rush. Somebody's rushing to a mic who wants to be in front of the mic. Like every time I used to watch those Negro spirituals, like the songs and they singing it a long time ago on camera, or in Central Show when you watch NTN and you see they singing a Creole song, they didn't care whose voice was awful, who couldn't play that instrument or something like that. They were just singing and enjoying themselves. It's just about enjoying yourself and just trying to perfect each other and help each other grow.
Anybody else? No advice?
I don't know, man. Stay at your home. Right about now, that's the best advice. Stay at your home.
Self-quarantine.
Coronavirus thing.
No, but even in that too, right? Even in that coronavirus thing too, right? Everybody, it's amazing, eh? Look how amazing it is, eh? We all know that we have to die, right? A lot of people don't want to die. They have the fear of dying. However, you never know when it's your time to go, to leave the earth.
Yeah.
So you don't really have the fear because you don't know at what point you live in. So it's like, a virus comes suddenly, and now everybody on edge. Yes, it is dangerous. Yes, we need to be careful, but now everybody on edge. Like, boy, I want that to take me, whatever. But if it has to come to how you living your life and fearing God, because you don't know what time you live in the earth, hour. You understand? You don't want to have that kind of fear because you have one life to live. All of a sudden now, one life to live, so I doing what I want. When a virus come now, everybody afraid, because now they want to secure that one life to live. Like,
it took a virus for you to realize.
It took a virus for you, and boy, to be honest, it took a virus for you to realize the value of your life. You understand? And then what happens when it disappears?
Will you go back to the
same? Will you go back to the same? Will you go back to the same, the ordinary life that you had before? You understand? I mean, nothing wrong if you enjoy yourself. You understand? But
thinking about that as well. What if God allowed the virus? What if, like, God knows everything? Man created the virus, and man do so many things leading up to now. They had global warming. I think I was telling Auntie Debbie about that yesterday. And what did the viruses to make you think about? Well, let's stop all the machine, like all the workplaces that were doing gases, all these things. That has stopped now. Global warming was going on for a long time. What if all that is helping to get back how we were before, how the world cooling was before, how people used to love each other, how family is together right now. That every family was very distant because of our phones, what's going on. When we go out, everybody's working, never have time for their family. And I seen like God allowing the virus to happen for people to realize themselves. And the reason He hasn't stopped it yet is because people still have the same mindset. As soon as the virus stops, I want to make money. I want to put that person out of business. I want to do this, I want to do that. But why do you think God not making us think, why don't we unite like the past, but make things better?
You think so?
I really do think so, because if God is real, if God is real, you don't think that's, if I thinking like that and we have people,
there was always division,
Yeah.
Let's be honest. Okay, so I have to answer that.
Oh boy, I don't know. It's just no, I don't know. You know, it's taken a virus for us to realize how.
Wow!
It's two extremes. It really is two extremes. It's
I feel, just now, I feel, that's like the saying goes, God gives the toughest battles to the strongest soldiers. I feel if it's your cross to carry, you will get something that's for you to carry. You understand? So then we will have coronavirus. Yes, we have to take precautions, etc., etc. If it's your cross to carry, and that's your time to carry it, or that's your time for God to call. Because God can call you home today. You understand? But it will not be you sleeping in your bed and peacefully dying, you know. God can say it's time for you to come home, and it's just a bullet that ends up coming in your head. You understand? That's just your time to go. It just sad the way in which it happened. But that's your time to go.
You can't control these things.
I ended up in an accident a few weeks ago there, Papa, and I saw my death. You understand? I saw my death. And it was amazing. After the accident, I have no injuries, nothing. You understand? And I will not give thanks to God. That was God saying, today not your time. You understand? That was today I don't want.
And that's the thing. Furthermore on that, it's not even just all the positive things. It's the negative things that have been cancelled as well. So a battle being the devil again, for him it's like, yeah, I fool you all so much. I cancel all your negative things too, to make you all believe it's not just like, you know, I'm after church, I'm after the positivity. It's like there needs to be a balance and checking the man on
the devil is a genius. We have to understand that.
Man,
if you look at it, everything
not afraid.
With everything that was giving people money, every shop, every club, every social gathering. Like I don't go to I love carnival, I love music, I love going out and stuff like that. But when you see all the human aspect, all the things that humans love, all the things that we like to do, party and stuff, all the work gatherings, all the schools and the education systems, all that closing down. But right now people are looking at it. I don't know if I'm wrong, correct me, but it was more on a money-based stuff. Everything was on money.
Everybody's worried about like the stock market and the economy. I get that.
But it's who you, all of that falling under who you are.
No, I mean that talk about the corona is good too, because it goes back to the reading. The reading is about, you know, not being afraid to go out to go. I brought it up again. Not being afraid to conquer. You understand? To
educate the people.
You know, and all the time we panicky everything there. Be not afraid.
Can you imagine, just to be controversial, like extremely left field controversial, can you imagine if the person who was supposed to find a cure for coronavirus is aborted? Because, you know, that's always the one about like cancer and AIDS, right? Can you imagine if just for this one that happened?
That one just, yeah.
You see how, like, and I'm not bringing it up to bring up the whole abortion, because that in itself is a completely controversial topic and I don't think we have time and so on and so forth. But can you imagine if at the source of all of this, the devil goes, I give you coronavirus, so you know what, I took the guy away too. That's kind of funny, isn't it?
What if that was God's plan and there is somebody?
Yeah. I'm not saying you know, I'm just saying what if God's plan was this kid, and then the devil was like, hey, you don't want a child, you're too young.
What?
Like me, I know what he's saying. Like
if God said, right? If God said, I want this child to be, you know, and then the devil went to the mother's head and said, nah, you ain't kind for a child. It's not now. You know,
you're too young.
You know,
too young.
And so that child who was there for 30 years ago to be born, and now discovered this, how to coronavirus. We don't have that. And so
No,
now you get
even
the
if it's
pandemic.
called something, it doesn't mean coronavirus. So
No, I'm not saying. I'm
it
just
can be
saying for
called
this
something else.
exact situation,
but then
right?
the fear, I just say like look at the fear. Like if we could have gone show that same fear for God, like
Yeah, I get that.
Okay, so thank you. Thank you so much. If you have any questions, let's get back to the.
I have to say hello to everybody in the chat.
Hey.
you see that was a nice chatty boy.
Say hello to the
You have to
people.
go together. I look into see who the people are.
Wow, fun, man.
Hi, Faith. Kamishi.
Hey.
Big up, Nathan. Big up Nathan.
Big up, Fifth.
Funny
Kamishi.
Tomix,
That's Faith.
Oh! Ready? That's a really mean spelling.
Live.
So ask your questions. We're waiting on them. If you have any questions that the participants can answer.
Ask your question now. I will answer them. Come in the chat. Oh, Lord.
Anybody have questions? So,
I really have no questions.
when they ask no questions. Leighton, Clovis, do you have any questions, Leighton?
I guess you could end it.
Nathan, do you have any questions?
What's a question?
I don't know to go to my
When they ask why, you said, yeah, why is this for the church?
Yeah, man.
That's God's will.
Somebody said, good day, I want.
They will not say that. Okay, I guess no question.
So
We have come to the end of our session.
yes, we've come to the end of our session, and we're going to be ending with a song.
Oh, sure.
It is entitled I Am God's Work of Art, and you can join us in singing at your homes or wherever you are right now.
On the
So
road.
let's go.
I am God's work of art, created to live forever. I am God's work of art, created to live forever. It was the Lord who formed me in the womb. It is the Lord who sets my spirit free. It will be the Lord who's coming back for me, just for me. I am God's work of art, created to live forever. I am God's work of art, created to live forever.
Thank you so much for joining our talk. I hope you remember that you are God's work of art, and stay tuned for the rest of the week for different talks from different individuals. Have a blessed evening. Thank you, participants.
Channel, man.
Thank you.
Come on. We should have a talk show.
We should have a talk show.
Yeah.
We call it You for Christ.